Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot, and apologies for my absence yesterday. I was going to do tarot readings, these readings that I'm doing today, but it was an all singing dancing day, and by the time it came to tarot I had almost no voice left and almost no energy left, so took an evening off. I have the Crow Tarot on the tarot table for this first reading. I'm going to be looking at a theory or an observation that I picked up. I was watching the Royal Grift, and she had an interesting observation to make, that she speculates that Meghan Markle might actually really secretly, and these are my words, not the Royal Grift, resent Princess Diana. She feels that Meghan really hates the entire royal family, including Harry and including Princess Diana, and she cites things like launching the rosé wine on Diana's birthday in July, and then of course the rather shocking video in Paris in the last few days, which has got everyone, including me, hot under the collar. So I thought it's an interesting thing just to test energetically. So as I say, Crow Tarot on the tarot table. I want to know how Meghan felt about Diana initially when she was young. We gather that she's had all the books. She watched the funeral. She cried over the funeral. Who didn't really? And feelings when she married Harry. All that cosplaying that went on. So those feelings. And how about now? How about in Paris? And then I want to know if she actually secretly resents the whole situation, that she's trying to cosplay an icon, someone who's the living embodiment, was the living embodiment of a princess. She was beautiful, she was regal, she was kind, she had her problems, but she was just such an icon. Does Meghan secretly resent having to try and live up to that image? And it's a Paris moment, a turning point in this whole thing, that she's over it and that her true self is now coming out, that she can no longer pretend to be Mummy Diana, that her true self is starting to leak through for whatever reason. And we're going to look at her true self in the next reading, a longer reading. This is a warm-up, and of course it is just tarot, and it is for fun and entertainment, and all speculation, all opinion, just checking the energy of this theory that was presented, and see what we get. Of course, disclaimer in the box below. I think we've said all we need to say. Let's see what the cards have to tell us. The Crow Tarot. Ace of Pentacles is new energy. That's underlying energy. And it's long haul energy as well, on a path that's meant to be a very abundant path, very profitable, very sure and secure. It's kind of an offer. It's monetizing as well. And if we're talking about Princess Diana and her legacy and Meghan's attachment to it, or trying to associate herself with it, then it's for financial reasons according to this underlying energy. And of course, just doing an energy reading here with that Ace of Pentacles. And as I say, it's the underlying energy that is really all about a long-lived association, but one that's very beneficial financially. That's the underlying energy. Let's look at the actual situation we're reading on here. We got the Star, and it's in reverse. Very interesting card when we're talking about who was the real star of the royal family. That was Princess Diana. It caused a lot of trouble, of course, for the born royals, her husband. And the Star is in reverse. Meghan trying to outshine Diana, trying to live up to that star. Meghan really more like a fallen star. Again, going to check into that rather dark energy in the next reading that people are commenting on at the moment, around and about after that display in Paris, the video in particular. Very difficult to live up to that star, and it's the card of hope and faith when it's upright, the star, and in reverse, it's giving up, it's despair that's coming through. Can she live up to this reputation? Can she actually convince people that that is who she truly is? Or is her true nature starting to bleed through in strange and rather disturbing ways? My opinion, of course. Let's move on to where Meghan was initially with Princess Diana. As I say, she allegedly had all the books, knew all the stuff, married Harry, did a lot of cosplaying, got the moon, and it's in reverse. That's Diana's energy. The moon, of course, her name, her energy, Cancerian energy in the moon for me as a tarot reader, even though technically it's Pisces energy. But that is Diana. And the moon is about mental health. One of the many things that it represents. It's a great basket of energies that the moon represents. But mental health is in there. Obsession is in there. And it's strange because it's projection that comes off the moon card for me, mostly when I do these readings. It's projecting, it's imagining that this is who you are, it's living out some kind of strange unconscious impulse. You're not really being in your own truth when you're in the moon energy, because you are motivated, you're driven by all these unconscious forces. And it's interesting, the card is in reverse, so it can either mean that some clarity is coming through, but we're talking about the past here. And the moon represents the past as well, just by the way, childhood, things like that. I think the fact that the moon card is in the reverse indicates a very unhealthy obsession with Princess Diana from childhood onwards. That's how it's reading for me. And we've got two major arcana here and an ace. This is a big deal. This is a motivating force, but one that isn't necessarily well understood, because the moon is about things that go on in your subconscious that you just don't really understand. You have to do a lot of work to figure out. So, where are we now with the situation? What has changed from then, from childhood, teens, marrying Harry, to now, to last weekend in Paris? Oh, we got the King of Wands, and it's in reverse. It's Meghan's energy, the King of Wands. She's normally Queen of Wands, but she can easily show up as King of Wands. It's her in her wanting to start something new. The Ace of Pentacles. This is a pivoting point. Last weekend in Paris was, she's the fashionista. She's allegedly trying to get a deal, a launch, a clothing range. She's trying to rebrand herself. This is all about money. It's all about a new, fresh start. King of Wands in reverse. It's almost like she's under the influence of someone else, even though I say that is her energy. It's not coming through as in her own, being her own authority about something. And we still Marcus there, interestingly, as well. And it all seemed to be his contacts, his connections. He seemed to be the one that had maybe put the thing together and was maybe guiding her footsteps on this new path, speculating. Of course, it's a very odd connection. I've read on it often. It's a very deep connection, but it's strange that his energy is coming through in this King of Wands in reverse. Wasn't expecting that, but it's almost like she's not her true self at the moment. that she's wrestling with leadership, who's in control, who's directing her, whether it's her own inner leadership. She would, as I say, normally show up as Queen of Wands. She hasn't. She's shown up as King of Wands, and it's in reverse. The King energy traditionally in tarot is more dynamic, more yang than yin, and so it's coming through as inauthentic. I just get the feeling that she's wrestling internally with who she really is, which is again why I'm doing the next reading today on what's really going on in the heart. You could say the heart of darkness. My opinion, speculating, reading energy here, of course, for entertainment purposes. Let's have a look at if she's going through some kind of resentment, a phase of resentment towards Princess Diana, and what Diana represents, that icon, that star energy that she's failing to live up to, and she's maybe resentful towards, and maybe wrestling with and trying to liberate herself from. As I say, this was a theory that was put out there that she might really hate her. I've got the Wheel of Fortune, and it's in reverse. It's not coming through as hatred. It's not that kind of energy. I've got confusion. I've got wrestling with who she really is, with identity, with the King of Wands. That's coming through. The Wheel of Fortune is about ups and downs of life and fate and twists and turns. Karma as well in the Wheel of Fortune. It's in reverse. She thought that this would be her lucky break, her how she would elevate herself, how she would become a star. And it has not turned out that way. It's interesting. I keep being drawn back to this Ace of Pentacles that's underpinning this entire reading. That in the past, she might have thought that this would be a good energy to follow, a good path to follow, the Diana narrative that would assure her future and assure her wealth and her status in life. Pentacles very much about status, and instead of which it's all gone horribly wrong. And that's a Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Unexpected. You are not your own agent when you're under the influence of the Wheel of Fortune. This is life coming at you. This is karma coming at you, fate, whatever, however you want to describe that energy. It's not something that you control. And instead of Meghan being a star equal to Princess Diana, she's a fading star, she's a fallen star, and everything has gone wrong. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. This year has been disastrous for Meghan, and not just this year. Year after year after year, since she embarked on this path, this Ace of Pentacles, everything has gone wrong. It's very interesting. It's opening up a whole possibility of karma and spiritual influence. When I say spiritual, I mean from the spirit world. Influence that might be dogging her and undermining her and preventing her from achieving the kind of status and success and glory that she expected and that she wanted. I'm not getting hatred. I'm getting lack of agency, and I'm getting resistance from the gods. Let's call them that. Is she at a kind of breaking point with this whole cosplay thing, where she's going to quit the Diana thing and give it up and allow her own true nature to come through? She's at a crossroads. Two of Swords. She's at a decision point in her life. Does she carry on like this? Does she carry on the Diana playbook? A lot of people believe that she's read Lady C's book and she's following the Diana playbook faithfully. But she's at a crossroads. Is she ready to quit? Is she ready to turn down another path? With that Two of Swords, go down a different path, maybe a more authentic to herself kind of a path. She hasn't decided it yet. But she might be acting, because it's sitting under the moon, she might be acting under influences that aren't conscious influences. She might be succumbing more and more to what's truly at the dark heart of Meghan Markle, in my opinion. And that's where we are heading next. So I hope you join me over there.